Right, let's take a look at this Piper Arrow now, shall we? But before we take a look at the actual model itself, let's have a look at some interesting details, shall we? So here is the baseline Cherokee from Flight Sim World, right? Let's check out the model here. Look at this guy. So there's our model, right? That's our external model. Look at that. It's not a small model. Now, you know, from this you can gather how many vertices are in the model, and from that you can figure out how many faces are on the model. Of course, it's difficult to figure out because you don't know how many LOD models are included. And there's the internal model. Right, so let's have a look at this arrow, shall we? Well, look at that. That's not bad. In fact, that's mildly better. But then it should be, because the arrow has a retractable gear, so there would be extra information inside the file. Of course, it's an entirely, well, it's not an entirely different model, but it's a model created by an entirely different company. However, just looking at this, we can see that they are matching up to the visual standards that Dovetail are trying to get into the game, which is a really nice thing to see. We want that quality, especially if we're paying that much for it. As we can see, it comes with quite a few textures. Not bad. It's got a custom air file. That's nice. Some custom sounds. Very, very nice. So, alright, now we've looked at that. Let's take a quick look at the liveries available. There's a couple of liveries available for this sucker. Let's take a quick squiz at all of them, shall we? Oh, you know what? I closed that window and those two windows, and I shouldn't have done. Let me do that again. Right, well, I was going to show you a bit of a difference in the quality of the texturing that we can see. How the original Cherokee, the Dovetail Cherokee, has some pretty comprehensive texturing on it, whereas the Just Flight Arrow has a generic physical-based texturing material applied to the fuselage, and then these extra liveries are just painted over the top. But I can't show you that because I have since reinstalled Windows 10, and some of my files are missing, so I can't open the files that I wanted to at the moment. Anyway, so we've got this nice blue one here with the streaky arrows. Very pretty, very pretty. We've got this guy here. See, some nice red and blue arrows on there. Arrows. And then we got this one here. I like this one, actually. This is a nice one. I keep trying to move the model around with the mouse. Remember in other flight simulators, you could hold the mouse button down and rotate and do all kinds of things with the model. You can't in this one. It's a bit of a shame, to be honest. And we got this one here, this nice red one here. It kind of reminds me of oh, is it a little Swiss flag on the back? I was going to say, it kind of reminds me of a Swiss design. And we've got this one here. I like this one. This is going to be my favorite. This actually reminds me of the Cessna design they used for their anniversary. Am I allowed to say that word when I'm talking about the arrow? Oh well. And then there's this guy here. This one also kind of reminds me of a Cessna design. Each one of these has a different tail number, and you can see if you look at the Dovetail planes, the different tail numbers, the paint on the fuselage has a slightly different response to the paint that's applied to it, whereas you can see here it doesn't. That's what I was talking about, that generic physical material that they've put on the entire fuselage. It's a minor detail. This thing is still worth the money. Not that I paid for it. Yep, we got another one here. This is kind of a dull paint scheme for people that don't want to draw too much attention to themselves, I guess. This one's a cute one. F. Where's F? F. Don't know. Alright. And then we've got this nice... Oh, look at that. It's nice grey underside. This would be great for camouflage in England, wouldn't it? If this is flying overhead, below the clouds, you would never see it, would you? And you got this nice blue one here again. A lot of blue in these, isn't there? Actually, does Piper have an official colour? I'm not sure. If it did, would it be this blue? Kind of reminds me of the Mini I used to own. And then there's this one here. Very similar paint scheme, but this one's got a nice gold stripe. But I like that one there. I'm going to stick with that one. So let's have a quick look here. Alright, 138 knots. Take off. Where's the weight? There we are. Oh, that's weight and loading. Alright. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Variable pitch 3 blade. Brilliant! Alright, you've looked at all these? Okay, this one. This one. And this one are actually, to me, the most important ones, although the ceiling's a nice one. Pay no attention to the strange aircraft at the top of the list. Okay, see, so this one, it's the same base model, but it's got a smaller engine, hence the lower speed. You can see it's got a different engine in it. The engine is actually quite a bit smaller. It's less speed, slightly better range, because I believe the fuel tanks are the same size. The empty weight is considerably less. And as I was mentioning before, because the engine on the nose of this thing is slightly smaller and lighter, you will find that this thing has a... you need to apply less pitch to get this thing to fly. Speaking of flying, let's do that. Right, finally, after a little bit of pouncing around, I got everything sorted out, I think. So, this is the cockpit. It's not bad, actually. It's quite nice. It looks worn, which is really cool. Let's just zoom in here a little bit. It looks worn. It looks well loved. I just wish the radios worked. The transponder's going. All that stuff. I mean, you know, the trim is really nice. The seats have got a really nice texture to them. Look at that. Some nice detail. The aircraft is very pretty on the inside. Look. That's awesome. That missing vinyl off of the yoke here, that's beautiful. And you know how the yoke actually displays the time. Can we look at that? We got a little stopwatch on there as well. That's gorgeous. Like everything in the cockpit, we can interact. What is that? The rudder trim. Nice. What's this? The cowl, right? Engine alternate air. Nice. Alright, let's turn the landing lights on. What is this? Strobe. Rotating beacon will do that too. Now, because I have done a complete reinstall of Windows 10. Oh no, I haven't found a button. Oh no! Oh, hello, what's this? That's new. I didn't notice that before. Interesting. Yeah, damn it. I haven't configured me buttons. There we go. And look at that. Look at the inside of the cockpit. Look. The yoke moves. That's freaking awesome. Pay no attention to the pilot whose knees are being smashed I'm kneecapping him with the yoke. Nice. Let's zoom in on the model a little bit here and have a look at this thing in all of its glory. Look at the detail on the landing gear. Look at that. Look at all the little gubbins is here, and the axle and all that stuff. That's really nice. And the reflections on the windshield there, and the cockpit itself. Was this the... Oh, no, this isn't the paint scheme that I chose before, because I had to turn off Flight Sim World and restart it because I'm stupid. I'm trying to pick out any weird bits of detail in this thing, but I can't really see any. Looks like we could do with a little bit of bump mapping on here and here. See how they fall flat when you get on the back there? Although technically, yeah, no. There's a little bit of bump mapping in the textures would be really cool. Let's jump back in the cockpit here. And mouse control. And we'll look inside. Now we can unlatch the door, by the way. Like that. Now we should be able to open this thing. There we go. You hear how the sound changed when the door opened? There you go. Isn't that nice? Latch back down again. Make sure your doors are locked before you take off. Right, so yeah, let's do that now. Let's take off in this thing. And we'll see how it handles. Now, I haven't got my controller completely set up, so this could actually end up being quite funny. Right, down the runway. Up we go. She seems to stick to the floor a little bit more than the Cherokee during takeoff. I need to turn my controller sensitivity down. Zoom back out again. So let's get this gear up. Look how nice and smooth that gear animation is. So the flaps are really nicely animated. She's definitely a lot more twitchy than the Cherokee, I'll give her that. But that's a really nice visual model. Bit of an issue with the sound there. Alright. Bring the throttle down a little bit. Cruise her out towards London. I'm flying this externally and this is going quite well, to be honest. Doesn't look like the lights are on though. Did I turn them off? Alright, we'll just hit the L button. There we go. Now all the lights are on. Fantastic. Oddly enough, one of the things that I noticed when I reinstalled Windows 10 before I started Flight Sim World was my device manager was complaining that the Cytec bulk controller was not installed properly. But You know what? The stick and the throttle seems to be working perfectly fine. I have the X55 Rhino, by the way. It's a very, very nice visual model. And look at the dihedral on the wing as well. That's very... Oh, I didn't realize that. See how it's not perfectly straight? Huh. That's a nice little detail. So on the inside, the cockpit is really nice and clear. Our VSI there is telling me that I'm about to land somewhere, so we should probably take care of that. Oh, I've got my bindings wrong. Yes, look at that. The cockpit is really nice and clear and textured and weathered. I love that weathered effect that they've got on this. That's one of the things in Train Sim that I always had an issue with. Was Dovetail would bring out these absolutely gorgeous models, these really nice trains, these locos, and you get inside and they're really nicely modeled, but they're pristine too. Like showroom condition on the inside. Whereas this has got that weathered, used feel to it, and it looks really nice and it feels really nice too. Like all the dials are quite nicely visible. Can I hide this? Oh, there we go. Managed to hide that. Oh. Okay. Alright, never mind. I mean, it's very nicely modeled. Oh, I love the texturing on the cockpit, on the carpet on the bottom as well. We're losing a little bit of altitude there. Yeah, look at the texturing on the floor. It's really nice. It's those little details from Just Flight that I really like. It looks like I've actually got the throttle up a little. Turn it down slightly. That way I'm not at risk of breaking the aircraft. Flies really nicely, I gotta say. It was me the zoom button. I need to put that on the joystick somewhere, I think. I haven't adjusted I haven't put my viewpoint adjust on my hat switch yet, so I can't move around the cockpit. But even from back here, for the most part, those dials are visible. I wonder if we can interact with the fuses. Yes, we can. Alright, so can I do something really stupid? It doesn't say that I can put them in or out, though. Alright, we'll land and play with those. So where should we land? London City is right there. And then Heathrow is out that way. Let's just go to London City. Let's do it. let's... Good God, stop it! Wow, that's some nice weather up there. Alright, so let's get around. We'll see if we can find the airport. I'll use the rudder as well, I guess. Well, I mean, I know where the airport is. It's not like I can't find it. It's just that I'll land on the damn thing. Honestly, I don't think I've ever actually owned this particular aircraft in any flight sim. It's a bit weird, to be honest. Because it's not a bad aircraft. Now, speaking to, or listening rather to, word, good God, start it! Stop. Come on. Wow, this is taking some real input. Let me turn the yoke back on. Ooh, sorry. Let me turn the yoke back on again so you can see the input that I'm giving this thing. Uh-oh! Being beeped at. Good grimy. Holy moly. Now that is serious weather there. You see the input I'm giving on this thing? I'm trying to combat that. That's bonkers. Really nice too. Look at those clouds. Those clouds are really nice today. This is what is this, like 6:37 in the morning? Now this is, of course, after update 12, and I'm making no bones about this. Update 12 has given me some problems. I'm getting some serious processor hits. Like every 30, 40 or so seconds, I get like my processor will ramp up to 100% and then sit there for a minute and then go back down again. Which, to me, is a bit of a bug. It's probably time I put the gear down. Let's watch the gear come down, shall we? There's no sound. It's like dead quiet out the front of the thing. Uh-oh. No. Yeah, this thing, I'm not used to flying this thing on the outside. So that's definitely a bit of an issue. This is going to be so nice when they get the sun being occluded by the clouds. This is going to be so nice. Coming in a little bit low. Oopsie. Nice, gentle inputs. To watch my airspeed and everything else at the same time. It's not easy. There we go. Not a brilliant landing, but I've done worse. Did this auto apply the brakes? Brakes off. Thank you. Flaps up. We'll just move this thing off the runway here a little bit. Oh! I don't have me rudder attached to me me stick. I'm gonna have to use the pedals. Oh no. Well, that's what I bought them for, so I guess I should use them, right? A little bit of brake there. Because the rudder brakes are still not working properly for some reason. You know what? I need to set them up in FSX so I can see what they are listed as. Let's see if I can just import that command into the FSW controller setup. So that should be the parking brakes now on, right? Yes, parking brake is now on. Now, this thing comes with some really nice checklists. So we've got an engine start checklist. I'm going to close that out. And then we've got some more here. We've got some quick buttons here. We can turn the power off. Not a good idea to do if you're flying. We've got the checklist access here, which gives us a very brief, very nice checklist actually. So we can go through pre-flight check. Then we've got before start check. We've got the engine check. We've got the taxiing check. Ground check before takeoff, and then takeoff, climb check, cruise check, then the descent, the approach landing, and then the shutdown. And then we got the engine failure ones as well. We've got a lot of checklists in this sucker. It's really nice. That's very nice, actually. What else we got? We got a flight computer. Nice. That's very nice. And then what's this one? Tow bar. Oh. Whoopsie! Ooh, just cleared that one. Well, I think I'm going to call it for the minute. I've had enough playing around with this thing. I'm going to take her out for a really nice long flight somewhere. We'll see how she does. Don't know when though. Actually, the next flight I need to do is part 2 of my Around England Cup tour. That's going to be a giggle, especially since I've just reinstalled this whole thing. Anyway, till then, I hope you've enjoyed this brief look at the Arrow. Very, very nice model, very beautifully crafted. I think Just Flight have done a very good job on this thing. Thanks to them. And I can't wait to see it at the end of our mysterious journey with Dovetail when we finally get to the point and they release Flight Sim World with all its changes. This thing is going to look great flying through real world weather. And a thunderstorm, I think. Anyway, till then, I will see you anon.